This is Bill Wills with Meghan Connolly. Meghan's an associate with the trial lawyers at Lowe Eklund. Online, you can find them at lewlaw.com. Meghan, when I look at a nursing home for a loved one, in a way, it's like looking for a college in that you're going somewhere where you're leaving a loved one. Your son or daughter is going away to college. They're there to do something, don't get me wrong. But when you look at a nursing home, it's also somewhere you're putting a loved one. So there's a bit of a sales thing, I think, as I'm taking a tour. Probably I'm only going to see the best on the tour. Maybe a good idea to show up when they don't know I'm coming in at times and ask to look around as well. I mean, I know there's some privacy issues, don't get me wrong, with privacy, but still a nice tour when they know I'm coming and when I don't know I'm coming is probably a good idea, I would think.
Absolutely. I think that's a great idea. And also, when you're on your tour, it can be an intimidating experience, but I would not be shy about asking questions and kind of going off the path of the planned tour. Pull an aide aside and ask them a question about their emergency readiness. What would you do if the power went out here? Putting somebody on the spot like that can be very uncomfortable, but it can give you a lot of insight into how well trained and how well staffed the nursing home is.
And probably from each tour you learn something to ask on the next tour, because you want to look at more than just one location, I would think, to compare, right?
Absolutely. And you can also ask questions by making phone calls. You don't always have to appear in person just to have your questions addressed.
So now, after a family has their list narrowed down to places they feel are suitable, they're probably going to want a tour to check them out. What sort of things should they be looking for, Meghan?
Absolutely. And you should keep in mind that what you're being shown is the best face of the nursing home on that day. But the two overriding things that you want to have in the forefront of your mind is training and staffing. The things that you can look for that signal poor training or poor staffing would be any type of cleanliness problems that you see.
All right, red flags. What do you consider red flags?
If you observe a resident who's seemingly unattended or calling out and not being responded to, of course, that's a huge red flag. If you pass by the nurse's station and there's no one there, that's a pretty strong indication that that nursing home is understaffed. You also want to be on the lookout for whether you have a feeling that the residents have a quality of life and independence. Surprisingly, some nursing homes won't allow the residents to make their room their own, hang their own photos. So as you walk through, you should feel that the residents feel at home and have their independence there.